We'll start with the big elephant in the room, the
Yeah.
ominous February the 19th incident. As you know, we have a flat hierarchy on HermitCraft, right? HermitCraft is not like we have a boss. People sometimes always think maybe Sizuma has a word or more to say than somebody else, but that's not the case. Everything is flat hierarchy. When we make decisions, we just vote on them.
Yeah.
There is no rule that we have meetings, right, regularly, and then if there's important things to debate, for example, when do we start our new season? Do we take a break in between seasons? And so on. We always vote on that. And it doesn't have to be unanimous, it's simple majority.
Yeah.
Whatever gets the majority, and then nobody's annoyed or so, we just roll with it. So, as usual, when the season 8 came to an end, we were thinking, okay, how are we going to do it? Are we going to do a quick restart, or are we going to take a break? And some members of the group, and quite a lot, if not all of them, said, bruh, it would be nice if you could take a little bit of a longer break for once. Because, we've been doing, all of us, we've been doing this for years and years and years, and one season went from, ended and the next pretty much started already. You couldn't even blink. I saw an interesting post on the Reddit where people were speculating when will season 9 start, and then they showed a graph how long the breaks were in between seasons, right? And I think the longest was like 10 days or something for years now. So this time around we said, all right, let's take maybe a little bit of a longer break so we can recharge, especially as the last season was very exhausting for all of us because it was a short season. And still the Hermits tried to deliver maximum output, so everybody was grinding like crazy. Right?
Yeah.
Getting a lot of big projects done in a short amount of time. And but this season made people really, it was the final nail in the coffin that we said, okay, we're going to take a little bit of a break. Then we meet and we debate what is a good time to take a break for, right? We said, like, do we want to do 2 weeks? Do we want to do a month? And then after lengthy debates and whatnot, we came up with a good solution. It was about 6 weeks or something. And that turned out to be when we would start playing again the 15th of this month.
Yeah.
Right. We wanted to start. So we were prepared to get going. We were ready. We were having a meeting shortly prior and we're saying, yeah, everybody's kind of ready. Let's go. And then we started, okay, now we need to slowly but surely start the hype phase. Then Sizuma did the ultimate hype and pretty much posted, okay, season's going to start at the 19th, which was
today.
Today, and which was at this time the absolute plan. We wanted to start there. We were all on board. Let's get ready to roll. And
I think we had the 19th planned for. It was about 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'd like to say, like, my intent was to put it in the video in a way where people wouldn't actually notice. So when I edit the video on my computer, it like blinks for a frame and then black screen, and I'm like, perfect. If someone catches that, it'll be hilarious. If not, maybe give them a nudge later on. And what YouTube does is it stops the very final frame of the video when you reach the end of the video, and so the date is just very clearly there for you to see. And I'm just like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Everyone's going to figure this out.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first comments just had, there's a date at the end, and I'm like, how have you got this already? And then I watched the video and I figured out why that happened. So yeah.
They do not miss a beat. No.
Yeah. So when we determined how long we're going to take the break, there is all kinds of factors that play in. A ton of factors, right? It's not because one individual or whatever, a lot of people have a lot of things going on. Like for example, I said, hey, I would really enjoy if I can spend some carefree time with the little one for a while. And there was all kinds of, different reasons, right?
Yeah.
And then we thought, okay, all is cool. And then we were ready to go. And then some more complications came up. All of a sudden, we realized, wait a minute, maybe we should have met a week earlier or two to figure out what exactly the plan will be for next season. How are we going to do that? And then it turned out there are so many things that were still not really 100% decided. And we always want everybody to be on board with what we talk. We want everybody to be on board. So it got more and more complicated. And then time was ticking. And we were like, dang, man. The start date is out there, and we're feeling there's still so much we need to go through and figure out. Maybe we need to push back a little bit. And then we were really stressed out. about that because, well, we feel the pressure then too. There was a date out there, and we don't want to let you guys hang. Right, our audience, we love you, and we don't want to disappoint you. So we were like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Panic breaks out, meetings, blah blah blah. But in the end, it just turned out makes no sense. We gotta be upfront with it. We're gonna tell people we have to push back a little bit longer. And now we are almost there. We have everything figured out. We need one more meeting maybe to be completely planned out, and then we can get going. So sooner than rather than later, it's gonna be rather quicker than you think.
Time flies, doesn't it? It'll soon be season 10.
Just want to point something out with this as well, what Doc was saying. This is not all on Scar. Please don't assume that, because there was multiple hermits that either had conflicts with the dates or there was an issue with just scheduling and people being busy or going on vacation, for example. So not just Scar. So please don't be like, don't blame him, because it's not his fault. So
we're a group. We're a united front. We move in the same direction, and like all of y'all should just support us and don't speculate. It's not healthy to speculate, because you can come up with ideas, like fictional ideas, that then affect some of us, right?
Yeah.
Scar doesn't need to hear anything. He's doing his thing. He'll get better in his own time, and like just send him love and support. Don't like read into anything.
Yeah. To finish my rant real quick, we don't want to give you a fixed date now, because just in case some complications come up again and we need to push a little bit more, and then we have the same drama again. So don't ask when is it now then exactly. We can just tell you it's rather sooner than later, quicker than you expect. I hope you guys understand that and are not mad, but if we learned, if for us this is also a completely new journey. You have to see we are still some normal dudes who are kind of juggling this kind of professional entertainment career with trying to be somewhat grounded and normal.
Yeah.
And for us, we don't have a management. HermitCraft is no entity. There's nobody behind us that plans stuff and does things. It's all us figuring stuff out as we go. And the community is growing bigger and bigger. More eyes are on us as we roll along over all these years. And we will make mistakes, but we will never try to do things in bad intention, trying to get you hyped up and then don't bring an episode out and troll you. That is not the HermitCraft way. If something like that happens, it's literally us making a mistake, and trying to learn. And we learned one thing: we got to be careful with giving out exact launch dates of anything.
Yeah.
Today is just like a pivot to explain all of that to all of you, right? Like, this date's out there. We've got to do something. Let's get together. Let's communicate with our audience now, which is what we're here for.
Yeah, that's kind of making up for that a little bit, right? We said today's the launch. It didn't happen, so we at least thought, hey, we're going to come out and have a nice chat with you all.
So we do have a date. It's an internal date. And obviously, for the reasons that Doc just said, we're not going to tell you. It is soon. You can expect us. Season 9 will be a full season. We're not doing another short season, so don't try to look too far into that. The whole debacle with season 8 was mostly update related. We normally try to plan our seasons around updates, and when Mojang split Caves and Cliffs into 2, we panicked. And so we had to make a decision that we thought was going to be best for the server.
You panicked.
And we tried to make a decision that was best for the server. And, as Doc said, we do everything ourselves. We're a very homegrown group. And, we thought we were doing what was good. And we learned a lot from short seasons, like, don't do them.
Well, I think, we've been talking a lot about the kind of self-governance element of being an artist's collective, but we haven't talked about the artist side of things. Part of art is experimenting. We said one of the arguments for doing a new season is we've never done, or doing a short new season for season 8 was we've never done a short season before. Let's see how it pushes us to do new stuff. Let's see what works and what doesn't. And there were some things with the pacing at the end of the season that were difficult. The whole world is up in the air right now with a bunch of different factors. One thing I want to say, too, to roll back to the don't blame Scar for the delay thing, is also don't read too much into anyone's health on the server based on when the launch date ends up being. Because I've seen some people going like, if they're pushing back the launch date, does that mean Scar's not doing well? It's not about Scar either way. So don't worry. Okay,
Yeah.
don't try to read
You know,
tea leaves out of the date.
Again,
in the end,
the
we try-
speculation can be difficult for Scar, right?
Yeah.
Like, put yourself in
Yeah,
his
it's gonna
shoes.
stress him out.
That's
Don't do
not
it.
helpful.
No. And one other last thing is there are cultural elements when Doc says sooner than you'd expect. Me as an like it might be soon in German time, but as an American, I'm like, really, to me it's the opposite. It's later than I would expect. It's still relatively soon, but it's not sooner than I would expect. So there's a lot of all the hermits look at all this stuff differently.
That's all relative how you see that.
All relative.
In the end,
definitely.
in the end, you have to see we're like 25 peeps that are involved in this thing. Everybody is independent, and we always have to find middle grounds, between all interests that are there. And as you know, for pretty much all of us, this is also our livelihood. So we cannot just say, hey, we're gonna chill forever and take a year break. Right, that is impossible. Most likely never happen here on HermitCraft. But it might happen that in between seasons we will take time off, similar to what we have been doing right now. That's definitely in the books. Because for me, I have to say it was really great to be able to spend some time with my family. And now when we had our first meetings again, really sounded everybody is hype, to start a new season. Everybody had enough time to recharge some energy, do some things, get some things sorted out that often get pushed to the side when you're in the grind, because as I said, we do this alone. So it is also a lot of work.
And to touch on some things, like when we go into a meeting, it's important that everybody gets a voice. Like we're a flat, unanimous group to where we do votes for everything. And we don't always agree on things, but, that's a part of respecting each other and just talking things through. And we have our problems just like everybody else. And so when it comes to a date, it's the same thing. We talk about things. Is this date okay for people? If people say no, we kind of go back to the drawing board, talk about what's better. We work through things just like everybody else. We're not perfect in any manner. So, we do work hard, and I see a lot of questions about Stress and Niscald. They're both joining the season this season. So, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I might want to clarify, that consensus driven might be better than unanimous, because almost everything we do, there's one or two people that's just like, that's not what I would have chosen, but I understand the importance of working within a group. We're adults who collaborate professionally, and part of professional collaboration is that you don't always get what you want, but you work together to make sure that as many people as possible get what they need, and that includes the fans. We talk a lot about what we think you need and how we can get it to you in a way that works for us and for you, and I think that's really important. We're trying to create art for ourselves, but also for our audience. And we appreciate y'all coming out today to talk about what's important to you so we can listen. We are reading the chat, and we do appreciate y'all.